What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Christian Perez back at you with another video. In today's video, we're going to do a number 4 on top with a ball fade, so I need your full attention. Make sure you pay attention. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video for the outro. Alright guys, so like I said in the intro, we're going to be doing a number 4 on top with a skin type ball fade. This particular client that I'm cutting, I've been cutting his hair since he was a little kid. I don't know if you guys remember way back, the ones that have been following my channel since the beginning, the very first video I dropped was of his father, me doing a ball fade on his father. So these are the tools we're going to use in the video today. I know you guys are used to seeing me use Andis. You know I swear by Andis, but just to bring you guys different points of views and different perspective, I'm using the wall magic clips here. And it's a nice clipper. I like it. I really like it. You guys know I'm not a fan of the wall guard system, but it's a nice clipper. So here we're starting off using the premium number 4 guard, and we're knocking all the hair off on top. I hope everyone has had a blessed, productive week. My week has been great, besides my Bucks losing. Whatever, it is what it is. So here I'm using the Andis Slimline Pros. Gotta go back to Andis, right? And I'm establishing my first guideline. I do this like this because these particular edges, I don't have them zero gap, so it doesn't leave like a hardcore tattoo line, and it just helps me with the hairs a little longer to get that perfect guideline. So there's no hangover. I don't know if you guys have experienced that before, but when the hair's long on the sides and you try and bald it out, it leaves some hair hanging over. It's never a perfect line, so this gives me that perfect sharp kind of base. The first guideline is the foundation of the haircut. You guys have heard me say that before. So here I'm using my Oster Octanes with the 5-0 blade, and I'm beginning to bald them out. And I'm staying just underneath where I created that first guideline. You want to make sure you stay just underneath so you don't create a line that's too hard for you to get out. Like I said, those Slimline Pros weren't zero gapped, so that's a line you can easily knock out. I don't zero gap my clippers. I just don't see the need to. So here I'm using the Andis foil shaver. The same thing. You don't want to press with this. If you press, you can actually create some razor burn or some irritation. It's just not necessary, and it actually is not designed to work that way. That foil has like a recoil on it, and that allows the hair to come in through the little holes, which is what allows it to get cut off, which is what you want. So when you push, it feeds the hair not correctly. I don't know if I'm saying that right or if you guys are getting my point, but it just doesn't work the way it's supposed to when you start pressing too hard. So just the weight of the shaver itself, and let the shaver do its work. You can see I'm cutting in different directions. I'm just cutting against the grain, any way that the hair's growing, and just making sure I get it nice and clean. Nice ball fade, nice start to the ball fade here. See, I'm taking my time, and I'm staying right underneath where I use the Oster with the 5-0 blade. If you ever take it up too high, you can always grab your T-outliners or your Slimline Pros, and you can invert them, and that'll help you knock out that line with the line that the shaver creates. Excuse me. If you ever take it up too high, you feel that you left the line, just invert your edges. Don't panic, and that'll knock it right out. So here I'm using the magic clips, and I'm starting out with the lever all the way open, and I'm creating my second guideline here. So here I got the wall premium number 3 guard, lever open. That's the equivalent to a 3.5. Gonna blend right into that number 4 that we started. You can erase or blend down the zero line, but I don't particularly like to do it this way with this guard system, so I blend down. So here we're using the wall premium number 2 guard, lever open. That's the equivalent of 2.5. That'll blend right into that number 3. And then with this clipper, because it doesn't have the notches that the Andis Master does, I usually go open, middle, close. And cutting hair is trial and error, right? So you open it, if you work into the middle position, you see it's not knocking the hair off, then you knock it down, close it a little more, open it up a little more again, and it's just trial and error. you know where you left off the last time, so don't go any higher than that. So here I'm using the 1.5 guard, self-explanatory. I moved right on to the number 1 guard. I talked right through the 1.5 guard, so I apologize. It's the same thing, just start out with the lever open, move it to the middle position, and then move it to the closed position. Same thing we're doing here with the number 1 guard. And you can see as I'm cutting, I'm rocking the clipper left and right, left and right. And what that's allowing me to do is I'm kind of cross-checking my work as I go, as opposed to having to go back. You always want to go back and cross-check your work, but this saves you some time. I'm literally rocking the clipper back and forth, and that's allowing me to blend any hair that's growing in different directions. So again, I spoke right through the half guard, but same thing. Lever open, you know, rock it back and forth, use the corners of the blade as you get into those lower guards. And here I'm doing the same thing, but I'm doing it with without a guard at all, excuse me, and I'm erasing that 0 line. I started out with the lever all the way closed, and I just started attacking that line, and I just raised it just a little bit, and then open the clipper up. Raise it a little more, and then open the clipper up again. Raise it a little more, and so on and so forth until that line is knocked out. You want to be careful not to raise the fade in that step though, because you have no guard on there. So you gotta be careful. So what you do to one side, you must do to the other, right? So we're starting out with the same thing. We start with the number 3, worked our way to the number 2, then the 1.5, lever all the way open, open, middle, close. Remember that, write that down if you have to. Open, middle, close. Golly, I'm getting old, man. I've been cutting this kid's hair. Must have been probably about 3 years old or something like that. It's nuts. Now he's riding his bike up there by himself to get a haircut. Wow. These are the type of things this is why I enjoy being a barber. I mean, you get to kind of be part of somebody's life. You know what I mean? I've seen this kid grow up. Soon he'll be going to high school. Then he'll be driving a car. It's really rewarding to be able to connect with so many different people and see, you know, kind of see their journey. I don't mean to get all mushy with you guys, but that's real talk. Like, you know, as a barber, we're counselors of the community. We have a responsibility. We connect with so many people. We touch so many different people in the community. So keep that in mind. So here, same thing. You saw I worked it, or I started out working it with the lever all the way closed, and as I raise it up a little bit, I open the lever more and more until it's all the way blended out. And you can see I'm pretty much just using the corners of the blade. Once you get into those lower guards and no guard at all, I like to use 3 teeth or just the corner because I don't want to raise it. I don't want to take the risk of raising it. So the back of the head here, right around the crown area, always pesky. You got to make sure you take your time here, especially if you cut hair the way I do, which I do one side, then I do the other, then I tie them both in. You got to make sure you tie it in right. And you got to make sure you pay attention to the blend in the back because it always looks a little bulkier, a little heavier, a little darker than the sides. The sides are easy. You can see here I'm tying in the sides. Still a little bit of a line on the side. I'm using the half guard there, and I'm just, you know, I already have the guard out. Might as well go ahead and attack it. And this is a good example here of what I'm talking about, rocking the clipper left and right, left to right. Make sure I, you know, cross-check everything. Here again, no guard, lever all the way closed. You're starting to attack that line. You see how easy that line comes out? That's why I don't like zero gap in my clippers. I essentially did the same thing that other barbers do. I still got a nice bald fade all the way down, skin tight, and I had no need to zero gap my clippers. It's just kind of overkill in my opinion. So here I'm starting out doing the edge in the front. You want to make sure you're standing directly in front of your client, or you can turn the client's head to where it's directly in front of you. Make your job comfortable. You got to do this all day. And you want to make sure you get that nice straight edge. So if you want that nice straight edge, turn your head, sir. Here I'm keeping this as natural as possible in the C-cup area. Just using the corners of the blade on my T-outliner. How about these T-outliners, by the way? My goodness. I mean, I've been using the Slimline Pros now for probably about a year exclusively, and these have been sitting in my station. I just started to take them out. I literally did not use them for almost a year, and just right out the drawer, just hitting like crazy. So I mean, I just love the T-outliners, and I know you guys do too. So that's a wrap. That thing looking blurry. I'll see you guys next week. Alright, so there it was. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know what else you guys want to see on the channel. Get active in the comments. If this is your first time coming to my channel, you've not subscribed, it's okay. Just make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know. You're sick of hearing me talk. More cutting, less talk, Perez. I get it. But, you know, it doesn't matter, because there's another video coming up right now. Just make sure you click on that link. And as always, I appreciate y'all's time. See y'all next week.